Hello, I am going to record a flip of my brand new journaling by fives that I have completed this week. Since the original Mary's Hop last Sunday, when different artists were hosting different elements of this, and I did the bulk of the pages, I have been playing with it this week and finished the pages. So what I used was a little recollections book. You know, it's one of those traveler's notebook style books that you can buy from Michael's 3 to a package. This is the one with the little dots on the page. So you can do great Zentangles and stuff. It's a great page format for that. But I just decided I want to use this. I didn't do anything to prep the pages. I did in advance decide on a color palette. So these are golden, green gold, and quinacridone nickel azo gold. I love those names. And this is this was my color palette right here. So the two golden, and then these two were from Target. Kids Made Modern, Morning Mist and Elephant. Dina Wakley's Night, one of my very favorite colors of all time. My Wonderful Payne's Gray, and Liquitex Basics Unbleached Titanium. And those were my color palette. That was my color palette. And so I limited, that was the first thing I did. I limited my color palette. And so then in Journaling by Fives, of course, you do 20 pages. And for some reason, all of my prep work led me to put 21 pages in the book. So I actually have 21 pages. So this is my first page. It's darker. It's grayer. It's probably the plainest of all of the pages I put in. I've used a lot of precious things in this. Old things that I've been hoarding for a long time. Like this from a friend of mine. I'm in northwestern California on the coast. And this was a wonderful little art piece I got from Elaine Benjamin's studio. She made an impression of a coffee on her press. Haven't found a place to put it, but here she is with the goddess. The goddess is not separate from the world. She is the world and all things in it. Moon, sun, earth, star, stone, seed, flowing river, wind, wave, leaf and branch, bud and blossom, fang and claw, woman and man. So come on in. This was another piece that I've been hoarding for centuries, maybe since the 70s. And here it comes, it gets to come onto a page, finally. Every girl is a goddess. This is another artifact from doing Book Arts Guild things back about 15 years ago, and I want to use one of these on the page. This is the mistake in this book. When I was putting it in so fast, you know how you put it in fast? The best use of this is if you just put a little bit of glue around the edges, and then you can tuck something into there, because it's a great tuck spot. But no, in the heat of passion, it's glued solid, so there's nothing stuck in there. So I made it with this little, I put the clock on it, the watch on it, and I use this great quote that I love from Jerry Jampolsky, "Love is letting go of fear," which is also the Course in Miracles. He took all of his stuff from the Course in Miracles. He died this month. Jerry Jampolsky, he was very, very instrumental in my mid life growth. Now is the only time there is, and each moment is forgiving. So this book is really, we can do journaling by fives by just throwing things on the page and not thinking twice about them. Or we can put things on the page in a deliberate way that reflects the meaning in our lives. And that is what I have chosen to do. Reflect the meaning in my life. So, art-wise, this is one of my stamps that I carved in December. This is just a piece I made from when you do a die cut and you have the little hole in the thing left over. So I use those little holes in things as stencils. And then this made me think of one of my favorite Georgia O'Keeffe quotes. Nobody sees a flower, really. It's so small it takes time. And to see takes time. Like to have a friend takes time. It's one of my favorite quotes. I've used it another place in my journals over the years. Turning the page, this has been in my stash for ages. This came into my stash about a week ago. My sweetie is an artist also, and she has been practicing cutting things, making cutout things. So I get to adopt her cast-offs. This is one. Isn't that pretty? This is another one of my stencils or stamps that I carved in Carve December. If you make time for silence, the sacred will unfold. I believe that completely. Do I make enough time for silence? I don't think so. That's all right. This one has a lot of words on it. I'm not going to make you read them here, but I want you to look at these images. Triangle, spiral, cross, circle, and square. And also this, that doesn't really fit on this page, but here it is. This is the Labyrinth, which is the single circuit. That means there's a single path that if you wind all the way around all those, you finally get to the center. And this is from Angeles Arian in a book she wrote called Signs of Life. She said, I discovered that 5 basic shapes appear in the art of all cultures: the circle, the square, the triangle, the cross, and the spiral. In 1980, I wondered whether there are collective human experiences that are consistently recognized and deepened when these shapes are expressed artistically by people of different times and cultures. The meaning of each stands for a process of human growth, and the shape carries this process within itself. The circle symbolizes wholeness, the square, stability, the triangle, goals and dreams, the cross stands for relationship, and the spiral means growth. So this is Angeles Arian and Jungian things. She's was a Jungian psychotherapist, and these kinds of symbols play a big role in my inner life, in my psychic life. This, of course, is a hand-carved stamp, and that is me. This was another image that's been in my stash for, maybe 10 years, 5 years. And here she is today. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. One of my great phrases from one of the goddess songs I like to sing. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. this was the actual time that I put this down on the page. About 3:42. How about that? This was a piece from an old Christmas wrapping paper. Kitty Angel playing her ukulele. Endless possibilities. You know, I've got some washi tape later in this book, and on this page, this is homage to my handmade washi paper. These are jelly prints. This is probably the rub-off place. This I know is one of those brayer cleaning pages. And then I cut it off, I slice it off and make it into washi tape. And isn't that gorgeous? That makes me very happy, as does this. I love the colors. I love my color selection. This, I didn't care for this much until I got my homemade washi tape down on the page. And the owl, and this is a song, I don't know if I'm going to try to sing it to you, but a friend of mine who's no longer even living in my singing circle out in Berkeley wrote this song for us all to sing. The owl came to my dreams last night. The owl came to my sleep. The owl came with the moon last night and left me visions deep. Moon spirit, fly with your wings across the sky, feathers falling at my feet. Meaning, adding meaning to our pages. This page carries the entire number of years that I sang with this group of people on Friday night and on Sunday night with a potluck dinner. How many? 3 or 4 or 5? It's a tiny little blink in my life. But it has extraordinary meaning of learning all of these songs from the earth songs, earth prayers, which is my expression of spirituality. Then coming back to the more mundane, here we are with the new president, number 46. And the quote says, "Great leaders don't set out to be a leader, they set out to make a difference." So that's good. That times it right here in this present moment. This is another one of my hand-carved stamps from Carved December this year. This is another old photograph that I've been hanging on to forever. It was taken of a little window box that we had hanging from a mirror on a little garden shed on the house that we rented before we bought this current house in 1999. So you know how long ago this was. And this quote seemed to fit. I live a charmed life. I have come to here. I don't know why. I have come to here for some reason. Here's my washi tape entry. Loved having the dog in here. And I didn't know what words I wanted to put on this page. There's an old musical in the, when was it? In the 70s when I was in college? Take Me Along. And I was looking for the words to that because I remember my debate coach singing that song on the way to a debate with another college. But I can't find the words today. So anyway, the words I got today were from another image I've been keeping for a while. When you follow your bliss, doors will open where you would not have thought there would be doors, and where there wouldn't be a door for anyone else. So I like that. This speaks for itself. I love you. friends, fibs in the box, art journaling, this journal page. I love you. Hand carved stamp, commercial stamp, little piece I've been hoarding, hand carved stamps, brand new stencil, found stamp, and secret, the secret. Na, 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 na. Look out, look out. People don't like spiders. Na, 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 na. The spider comes out. Na, 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 na. Oh, help, help. Put him back away. Put the spider back away. Cute. Had this one for ages. Start each day with a grateful heart. What else do we need to say about that? Nothing. Live gently upon this earth. Walk gently upon this earth. Don't you love those boots that are just encased in mud? This was the garden looking down off a balcony from my friend's back porch. Her husband made her a heart garden, heart-shaped garden. Bertha and Lee in Fort Worth, Texas. This has a sad story to it. This is a little drawing, a little character that my friend Mary Scott, colleague, and kind of a hero of our local community, very active woman in our local community. This is Pookie. She drew Pookie for years and years and years, and Pookie had all sorts of adventures. But Mary and her family were hauled off into oblivion by a sneaker wave one Thanksgiving Day many years ago. And so I have put the words to one of my heart-opening songs. I didn't write this. Danny Deerdorf wrote this in the late 90s. Warrior of the Heart. Come to the battlefield with open arms, and every lesson leaves another scar, and every crystal teardrop on your face seems to fall with so much beauty and such grace. Warrior of the heart, when you feel you can't go on, I will be right behind you. I believe in the sovereignty of love. I wanted to get that phrase in here. Here it is up here too. Warrior of the heart, I wish that all your dreams come true. I believe in your destiny. I believe in the sovereignty of love. Well, I've puzzled over that line so much in my life. If I were to believe in the sovereignty of love, what would I be doing? Very provocative question. This page I just left with the words that came with it. The t-shirt that has the thought on it, and Gina Aaron's wonderful little zombie doll. Which kind of reflects our 2020 dance with COVID-19. I have had my first shot at this point, at this stage in my life. Thank God. And it seems like maybe we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. This is another treasured picture I've had in my stash for ages. Because this happened in, I think maybe the early 90s. I'm not sure. Back there in the back is a wedding of one of my good friends. Maury, who's now up in Seattle. This was in Luling, Texas. Have you ever heard of the Luling watermelon thump? Anyway, Maury and I worked together in the news business in Texas. This is a little memorial place where her parents' ashes are buried. And these are two little stone, semi-precious stone hearts that were in my collection that I brought on this day and placed them on the altar of Mama and Papa. This family became my family in the 70s. Lots of recovery going on in my life, and they became a second family. And that made me think of my friend Cynthia's song, "We are family, we are family, life is flowing free. We are love, we are joy, we are one. We are giving birth to this holy earth as we circle in the sun." Typically of me, I probably did several key ranges, but you know, that's the way it goes. Yes, we are giving birth to this holy earth. Breathing. Breathe. Breathing in, I'm aware of my heart. Breathing out, I smile to my heart. Thich Nhat Hanh. Anybody else follow Thich Nhat Hanh? Or listen? He's such a wonderful mystic. This is the last page, which seems appropriate to have flowers on it, doesn't it? These so-called flowers just sort of ended up where I put this stencil on here with my jelly plate. And I thought, oh gosh, that just looks like if I made those fatter at the top, it would look like flowers. So it became flowers. And then bloom where you're planted was the thought for the day. So that is it. That's all, folks. I love journaling by fives, and I hope that you all try it. Give it your own personal meaning. Or just use it as a glue book to throw things onto the pages, and you still will be totally amazed at how much you love this process. I'm so glad Mary Atier did this process, Meridel Abrams. So glad several people were talking about it on one of her streams and said, oh yeah, let's do that. And they did it. And I'm glad. This one, of course, you probably already know, is my fifth five J5s that I have done. This is my fifth. So many blessings to everybody. Thanks for hanging with me this long, if you did, and I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.